Hey everyone, sorry for being late with this review. Undoubtedly, by the time this goes up, most if not all of you will have already seen episodes 7 and 8. But before those episodes came along and made me wonder why we aren't just watching The Legend of Juan, this is episode 6, The Sting. I have to admit, this episode didn't really do much for me. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't that great either. It just felt like it was mostly setting things up for later. But let's start off with something positive. Probably my favorite part of the episode was watching Bolin's movies at the beginning. Oh, the lame special effects, the way they make Unalaq look like Ming the Merciless, the way Bolin can't even hold his leg up while trying to imitate the waterbending techniques, the animal sidekicks with their corny dubbed over catchphrases. The cheese is so thick I can taste it, and it is amazing. But then we get to the behind the scenes stuff, and am I the only one kind of creeped out by the fact that Bolin is basically trying to rape his co-star? I mean, I don't even like Ginger, but still, that's not cool. It's not even like she's leading him on. She tells him right to his face that she's not that into him. But still, that is kind of the point, showing that he's letting his movie star status get to his head so much that he's becoming more and more disconnected from reality. Now, it's going to take a lot to make Bolin truly unlikable, but I really hope that he gets his act together soon. Meanwhile, most of the story deals with Mako's continuing investigation, and we have more of the two co-workers making fun of him, this time in front of a victim that they're interviewing. Why is Lin not doing anything about it, or even acknowledging it? I mean, I can't even imagine any scenario where she could have become corrupt, so instead it just makes her look willfully stupid. So then we have the sting operation that goes nowhere, followed by a boat chase that's actually really exciting and well done, and then we find out that Asami's business is ruined, and she hardly has any reaction to it. Okay, just like I complained last time about how Korra was going overboard, here Asami has the opposite problem. She doesn't get emotional enough. She has every right to break down sobbing, but instead they try to make her do the sexy cry, which isn't that sexy, by the way, because no human being actually cries like that, and instead it just brings up memories of the Shyamalan Airbender movie. For those who don't know, the same actress who plays Asami also played Princess Penis Hair Yue in the Shyamalan movie. I didn't even know that until recently because she normally does such a good job as Asami that you can't even tell they're the same person. But here she's stiff and boring, and also she can try to be romantic with Mako again. Now personally, I never really cared about the love triangle in season 1. I thought Mako and Korra didn't really have any chemistry together, but otherwise I literally felt nothing about it. So you want to get these two back together? Be my guest. Also, did they make one of my favorite new characters suddenly look really creepy? Yes, it turns out Varric's a bad guy, and it's funny because they spent so much time making this character likable that I almost felt like saying, well no, he's not really bad, he's just a really aggressive businessman. But who am I kidding? He hired mob goons to set off a bomb at a peace rally, also he could try and sink one of his business partners. He is a fucking bad guy. Though I don't really have that much of a problem with it because he still has the potential to continue being an interesting character. And finally we catch up with Korra. Now, I already had issues in season 1 when Aang showed up and hit her reset button, and it was an actual reset button on her forehead. This time they hit the reset button again by giving her amnesia. It's so cliche it hurts. And while this was most likely done to give the rest of the story and characters some breathing room, it's interesting that after this first happened, a lot of people, myself included, thought it was necessary because Korra was becoming a problem. Now, thankfully the show didn't dwell on it for too long, but it looks like it's going to be at least episode 9 before we find out if it actually helped. I'll see you later with the next 2 episodes.